Hey, what's up, guys? This is going to be our guide for Heroic 10-man Valiona and Theralion. This guide does kind of assume that you know some of the normal mechanics, but we're going to be breaking down basically how our guild adapted our 10-man approach so that we could get it down on 10-man Heroic. So for starters, we have 3 healers right here. So we're running a Resto Druid, a Disc Priest, and a Holy Paladin. And then we ended up 2 tanking for this fight. We did try a 1-tank strat for a little bit, and basically it ended up just making the fight a little bit more cluttered. But this fight is going to be a lot longer because of the comp that we are running with the 2 tanks and the 3 healers. So if you can't figure out how to make it work with 1 tank, definitely that's awesome. You can totally go for it. But we ended up going with 2 tanks, and then that worked out well for us. So the other thing that's going to be happening is in the Underworld on Heroic, there's going to be some ads, so you're going to have to send some DPS down there. We'll get to that when we get to it. But starting off with the first phase, the pull. The pull's not too crazy. The first phase is actually the easiest part of the fight. So once you get through it, basically Blackout is going to be placed on a random target. You notice it's on me right here, so I'm going to run into the group. We're going to dispel it, and then we are going to run out. And that's not too complex. You notice everyone needs to stack up for this dispel because it'll do more damage the less people are there. It splits damage, basically. So we have our healers actually run into the melee and whoever gets the debuff. And then basically any ranged, just stay out to make it just a little bit simplified. We also pop cooldowns for it, so we're using AM. We use Rally and Cry normally. It's not too crazy, but it does do a sizable chunk of damage, so just something to keep your mind out for. The other thing that happens is these meteors. We have a weak aura from the Foji pack that basically it'll tell you when you're about to get hit by it. Sometimes I get hit by it because I'm bad, but basically this helps out your healers because they're gonna be doing a lot of healing. So this is gonna do a decent chunk of damage to me, and you just don't want to get hit by that. So normally when that pops up, it'll alert you when it's already going to that location. So you notice I'm targeted by it right here. I'm going to move, and it's going to land where I was, right? So basically, whenever you have it appear on whatever you're using, weak auras, or maybe DPM has it as well, I'm not sure. If it pops up, you just move. You're gonna make your healers like you a lot more because there's a lot of damage going on in this fight. So it just saves them the mana. So the dragons do share an HP pool. So you're going to want to be doing multi-dots. You'll notice as an Ellie Shaman, I have my Flame Shock running on both targets. You can also Chain Lightning if he's a little bit closer. That does eat up a lot of mana, so it's not too big of a deal. But there have been pulls where I do that, and I'll crank normally around like 32k on the opener for this fight. So that works out pretty well. You just get a lot of Lava Surge procs, and it's really awesome. Things like Fire Mage, I'm sure, can take advantage of this as well. Affliction Lock is probably great on this fight. Basically, anybody who can do some multi-dots. Shadow Priest is probably good as well. Boomy might be pretty good. So you just do a lot of multi-dotting on it. Our warrior Cranks, I don't know if he's doing anything special, but he's absolutely killing it in this fight as well. So basically this first phase, you're going to be doing a lot of just like normal stuff. Avoid the frontal, stack for Blackout. And then after 5 stacks of Twilight Shift, once your tank gets the 5th stack, what's going to happen is he's going to get sent into the Twilight realm. Not only that, but anybody stacked on top of the tank is going to get sent into the Twilight realm. This is important because you want 2 DPS and a healer generally to go down with him so that they can go and kill ads. Now, I'm not going to be down there in this attempt. I think I was in my last one, so maybe I'll dig up some footage for that and you guys can see what it looks like. But for the most part, they're going to go down there. They're just going to be killing ads and trying to stay down there as long as they can. You'll notice we send our Holy Paladin, our Prot Warrior, we send our Rogue, and then we also send our Mage, I believe, in this attempt. Just showing you guys what it looks like when you get sent down to the Twilight realm. So I did this the first week, and basically you just stack up on your tank before he gets his 5th stack of Twilight Shift. I'm actually getting Engulfing Magic at the same time, which kind of sucks, but basically we get sent down to the world, and then there's just a bunch of ads running around. So there's these guys, and you just kind of got to nuke them down, avoid these little bombs and stuff so you don't die to them. And then basically, yeah, just kill whatever you can. You also get a stacking debuff. It's right behind here, so you notice I'm at the 4. My weak auras are all kind of messed up during this fight, but yeah, basically when you're down here, you just kill whatever sentries you can, and then eventually when you're ready, you just find a portal and you get out. Now these portals will randomly move around the room, so you just have to be aware of it. And also when you're upstairs, you can kind of see where the ads are. I'll even rewind it. So you notice these little like glowing orbs. This is where the ads are. So you can like kind of look around the room and decide where you're going to go. So like say for example, I'm like standing right here and I'm like, oh man, there's like a bubble right here and a bubble right here. I'll kill these guys and then maybe I'm going to go for the far one. So you can like plan out your routing for it. So that can be kind of nice. But yeah, just what it looks like, and then let's get back into the rest of the fight. So yeah, you'll notice these guys, they were stacked up right here, and then they all got sent in together. And the reason that we send these guys specifically is because they can all clear the stacks after they come back up. So our Prop Paladin can bubble them off. Our Rogue can cloak them off. Our Holy Paladin can bubble them off, and then our Mage can ice block. So that's the reason that we send all those guys. Actually, I don't even know if we sent our Mage this time. I think we just sent the 3. I think our mage is still up here. So basically, these guys are nice, though, because they can all just cleanse their stacks when they get back up, and then they can go down again. So that's really cool. And basically, everybody else on top is going to be now on Theralion. This is the hard phase. So if you get through this phase, then you're probably going to get the kill. But this phase has 2 different parts. So starting out, what's going to happen is there's going to be meteors that are landing. These meteors, they need to be soaked by the group. So in the first phase, it was blackout that needs to be soaked. In this phase, it is the meteorites. To deal with this, what we do is you don't actually want everybody to be stacked. You'd assume that everybody should be stacked. The reason you don't do this is because there's also periodically going to be these fires that go down, and they will target a random member of the raid. So you want most people to be spread out around the room, and then just have the melee stacked up. During this phase, we normally aim to have around 3 people stacked to soak the meteorites, and then whoever's running in stacks with those 3 people, right? But what we ended up doing is because those 3 people, we have our melee in the world, and then we also have our prop paladin in the world. What I end up doing is I stack until those guys come out, and then I spread once those guys come out so that we can make room for them. Right. This way we have enough people baiting in the outfield, we'll call it, and then we have our melee in the range so they can soak the meteors. A big adaptation that I made as a raid leader in this fight is over the course of the fight, these meteorites, you should really be calling them out. There's a lot going on. It's kind of people's responsibility and engulfing magic. This is another ability that whenever you get this, you'll do damage to people around you whenever you cast spells. So if you're healing, it'll do damage to people around you. If you're doing damage, it'll deal damage to people around you. Also gives you a buff, but that's not really that big of a deal. Basically, these people need to make sure that they're out. This is kind of a personal responsibility. When you get the meteorite, people need to be paying attention. You get an arrow over your head as well. That'll tell you where it is. But as a raid leader, I noticed that people, they were getting kind of overwhelmed with a lot of stuff going on. So I started trying to call in the meteorites when I saw them. So right now, Vizal and Chalubi, you notice they're spread out. And then when the meteorite goes out, it's going to be unburnt, so he's going to run in. So again, I'll see if I can find a instance where Chalubi gets hit. I don't know where he is right now, but he's going to run into the range right here. And this is an arrow over his head too, so it makes it easy. I'm trying to spot it out where it's on somebody else's head, so it makes it a little bit easier to notice. But you see this arrow right here? That's on Skaladin. So we kind of lucked out with a lot of them going on melee already. But basically, call them out and make it easier for people. After this starts happening, around like maybe a minute into this second phase, what's going to happen is it's going to be deep breaths. This is like the Onyxia mechanic from way back in the day. If you guys remember it, there's going to be 3 of these breaths. So you need to keep an eye out for Theralion wherever he's going, or Valiona, and where this breath is going to happen. So notice I have my eye on her right now, and I'm going to be calling out which location she is going to. So tell people not stand on there. She does this little juke, so you know she's in the middle right now. So this will kind of bait people into calling she's on X, when in reality she's about to move to square. So keep an eye out on her from the whole process so that people can know. Also, we made an adaptation in this phase to tell everybody else to look too. Because I'm calling them out. She kind of does the little bait and switch sometimes, and it gets a little chaotic. You'll hear in our comms when you listen to it. So it's kind of, people need to pay attention, you know. But luckily, she's not doing meteorites during this phase anymore. So it's just the engulfing magic that you need to worry about. So as long as people are paying attention, they don't need to run into melee to stack or anything. Just watch where Valiona is going and make sure that nobody gets hit by this breath. People in the Twilight realm also need to worry about this stuff too. It's not just the people upstairs. So if anybody's downstairs right now, they definitely need to be aware of what is going on. Now again, she's flying out to the middle. She goes middle right now. I'm going to call middle, and then she might even do a little juke. She does it in this scenario, so I just told her, get off of X right now. If she moves, then we can get off in the next one. There's a little bit of panic going on, but we were able to get it down. And then for the third breath right here, you notice I'm going to turn around again, and I'm just keeping an eye on where she is. She's going over towards Diamond, so we are in the clear right now. So everybody moves over here, and then we're good, right? After this, she does her 3 breaths. She's going to land, and you switch back to Valiona. And again, it is the first phase all over again. So we're just going to pump her and use any sort of CDs that we have just to stay up, and we end up getting the kill. She does the blackout as well, so blackout, everybody stacks. Keep in mind the meteors. At this point, your healer's mana is going to be hurting. So you notice our rest up Druid is already kind of hurting. Our Paladin's kind of hurting. Our Disc Priest, I guess, is a Chad, so he still has a lot of mana left. But make sure that you're not getting hit by stuff that you can avoid. Make sure you're not standing in fire. Make sure you're not nuking your raid with engulfing magic. It's all about just minimizing damage when you can. People underground, they're killing the sentries if we can. Right now, you know, so we have 6 up, but we're just going to be focusing the boss right now and get through this phase. So once you make it to this phase, you're kind of in the clear as long as you've been dealing with adds downstairs, and you'll be able to get your kill. So again, just kind of going over everything, doing a little recap. We have 2 tanks where they swap off when one gets sent down. We have 2 DPS that go down. Actually, we just have 1 in this phase, sorry. We've done it with 2, but we like the damage upstairs. So it's just gonna be our rogue, our holy paladin, and our prop paladin, and they're both gonna stay down there and kill adds for a little bit, right? They're not just gonna come up right away. They're gonna kill as many adds as they can, and then they'll come up around, I think around 10 to 18 stacks is what they were doing. And then upstairs we have the 2 healers. We have our Resto Druid and our Disc Priest, and they're just pumping heals into everybody. Loose spread, make sure that people are spread out most of the time, but they have to have a couple of people soak the blackout and the meteors. Other than that, yeah, hope this is helpful for you guys. If you're able to get your kill, definitely let me know. And if you guys ever wanted to check it out, again, we're live streaming on Twitch, so you can feel free to check us out there. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs, so I think that'd be really sick if we did that. Other than that, yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next one.
Free pot is 3% damage, guys. What?
Really true.
Blackout on me. I'm moving in. Can we AM it? Dispel. Frontal coming soon. It's like a movie. Blackout. Rally.
Shifting in 5. Shifting soon. Under. Taunt. Good taunt.
Stacking on the butt for melee. Meteorite on burnt.
Engulfing soon.
Getting out.
I'm getting out.
Meteorite on burn again.
I'm hemming now.
Clear stacks.
Meteorite on veil.
Get out of melee if you're a caster now.
Engulfing soon.
Meteorite on burnt. Engulfing, you ready? It's on veil and tame. Meteorite on me, I'm moving in. It's on Ska. That's on Ska again.
2 seconds till we go down.
Yep, Twilight shift. Gang, get ready.
I'm watching for breasts. Everybody look if you can.
Going down. We're down.
Lots on Ska.
She's in the middle right now. She's probably going to move. She's going to square. Everybody got a square.
Get off square. Get off square.
She's going back to the middle right now. Get off X. Get off X. Get off X.
That's middle. Get out of the middle.
Oh, okay.
Last one's going to come in here.
Range of you now. Life again.
Engulfing soon.
She's in the middle. She's going to diamond. We're good here. We're good here.
I'm running out.
Middle.
I'm out. I'll clear stacks as soon as I can.
Get Tane up.
Get him up when you can.
I'll grab him. I'll grab him. He's coming up. Make sure we're still spreading as best we can here.
They're going to swap now, okay? Back to first phase.
Ska
Stay
has
away from engulfing.
Engulfing.
Watch threat for a second, Iron.
Blackout on PR. Get stacked in. Can we AM?
Get out.
Watch the meteors if they target you, okay? You don't need to stack for them. You just need to move. There's going to be devouring soon. Get ready for the frontal.
Frontal.
I'm gonna start calling full targets.
I'm gonna barrier next blackout. Shifting in 20 seconds.
Waste this shift. We got it. Just focus up.
God, just come out immediately afterwards.
Yep, I know. I will. I will.
Stacks.
Blackout in 3. Get ready to stack. Just on melee, okay? Bring it in.
Under,
We're going to
taunt.
rally.
Got it.
Good stuff.
Do you want me to take boss back?
No, let me try to write it out.
Gotcha.
You don't have what you have minutes.
Of course, we do.
Flames, watch the frontal.
I can't reach the. Oh, never mind.
Am I still getting hit? I'm sorry.
Keep up DG.
Easy.
So easy, dude.
That one felt infinitely
Up
different.
DPS.
Oh.
Stop.
Vile.
Oh my god.
Ooh, vile.
Dodge rating.
Ooh.
Ooh. That one's fun.
Ooh.